Hi, my name is Dr. Pearl Reyes Dominguez. I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs here at Hallmark University. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Let's start with the fact that having emotional and intelligence in one sentence, that doesn't even sound normal. The truth is that Hallmark University has invested so many years talking to industry employers, trying to see what that connection would be to really develop the whole person, to ensure that they would successfully transition into industry. So we spend a lot of time developing the whole person. Emotional intelligence is one of those components. It started back in 1964, but really became popular in 1995 by Daniel Goleman. Daniel Goleman's research says that about 67% of individuals with emotional intelligence have better mental health, have a significant improvement in their job performance, as well as in the development of leadership skills. It's almost close to impossible to be successful in any industry without having some form of foundational emotional intelligence skills and or character. So what is emotional intelligence? It's being able to have the capability to be aware of your emotions, to be in control of your emotions, as well as being able to express that. But it's not just in relation to you, it's also in relation to everyone else's emotions. How do your emotions correlate with others? Let's talk about what those 5 emotions would be. One of them would be anger, sadness, happiness, fear, and disgust. One of the things I've seen throughout my career is that many individuals from any day and time could walk in and say, well, today I'm feeling depressed. Today I'm feeling frustrated. But the reality is those aren't our really true primary emotions. But we allow ourselves to stay in certain states of mind to the point where, in many times for individuals, it really becomes, a handicap. For some individuals, it requires therapy. For others, it requires heavy medication to assist them in regulating what our emotions are. So one of the things with emotional intelligence is we try to find that balance. Try to ensure that we never give ourselves permission to stay in a state of mind that is not a reality and longer than we ever should be. It's okay to be in touch with your emotions. It's okay to feel sad. Sometimes sadness could be, I'm sad that my child's going off to college, but yet it is something we wish for them. But if you stay in that state of mind for quite some time, then eventually you'll start to see some diminishment in your mental health, in your physical health, and in your ability to really correlate with other people or to develop a relationship. So the goal of emotional intelligence development is to ensure that you never allow yourself to stay in a state of mind that is not reality, and also to understand that it's okay to have those emotions, but in your relation to others, to really be aware of who you are and who someone else is, to actually form a healthy relationship. Sometimes it's about the emotional awareness. Think about that one question, who are you? It's very difficult for many people to even answer what that is. Who am I? I don't even know who I am because we don't spend a lot of times developing ourselves. In public education, we've been taught to really develop a certain skill, but never really about who we are, who we want to be. So part of this focus is identify who you are, become aware of the way that you think, the way you act, and the way you feel, and what pushes you to those emotions or to think a certain way. The reality is, and people don't really know this, but we have one brain, and it houses 2 minds. One of them is your experiential side, and the other one is your cognitive side. Your experiential side is tied to these emotions. Your cognitive side says that I have the ability to analyze these emotions and intellectually identify how I will handle those emotions on a personal level and in relation to others. Many people don't know that you actually have 2 minds, so you usually find someone that's usually reactive in one way or the other. We know people out there that are heavy analytical thinkers. They overthink everything in the world. Then you have people that are heavily experiential. Everything is driven by that emotion. To sometimes they find themselves in situations asking themselves, well, why did I just do that? In reality, we know it was a wrong emotion. It was a wrong approach. But yet consistently you do something over and over. Well, the reason is that most personalities are set in stone by the age of 3. A lot of people don't know that. What can you change? If you can't change your personality, what can you change? You can change behaviors. We hear about this every time that you hear about 21-day breaking a bad habit kind of concept. People go to therapy for this kind of thing. I want to stop drinking one day. So you go through this 21-day program and it's steps. It's steps because if you believe that you can break a habit in 21 days, then you're mistaken. It's a consistent ability to go out there and work towards a goal. Constant improvement. If you're a procrastinator, for example, then you have to break those habits because that is what will impede you from ever having the success in significant job performance or ability to advance in your career. When you're dealing with these emotions, understanding that it's okay to have them, but not to where you are giving yourself permission to walk in every day and say, today I'm depressed. You have to change that state of mind. Once you develop that skill and you begin to harness the emotions, apply that in problem solving the way that you think, act, and feel, then at the end of the day, you become someone that can actually work in industry and be able to help develop others. You have the ability to not only regulate your emotion and how you react to things, because life is 10% what happens, but 90% how you react to that. You'll have the ability to help others by helping cheer them up at times when they're stuck in sub-emotions that are not a reality primary emotion, or at some points even be able to help irate customers. Let's think about that one. They're everywhere. You see irate drivers on the highway. So sometimes just how you react to others, you'll have the ability to calm them down and you really become an asset. You really become one of these 67% of the people in the nation who have developed emotional intelligence. So right now I'd like to do a little activity. I want to help you put into perspective everything we talked about, what emotional intelligence really is, and how you can apply it every single day to your life. Great, so now I have some volunteers to help me through this activity. So what this activity is going to represent is Hallmark University's commitment to you and to your journey. So what we're going to have in this exercise, and we also have some other volunteers from the classroom here that are going to come up and also help their team. So one of the things we're looking for here is that at the end of the day, we want you to stay individual to who you are. Our goal is to build you in character, to build you in professional development, develop traits, in a skill set, to develop a superior skill based off your knowledge. And at the end of the day, we want to develop your character. So here's an activity that will help bring it all together for everyone. So what you're going to have is you're going to have two members. One of them is going to put on the actual strings like a handcuff. The other one's going to put it only on the left hand and going to cross this around and back on to her wrist. And what this is representative of is Hallmark University's commitment. We are committed to you to helping you become the best professional graduate pursuing a career in the area of your choice. This marriage also represents a commitment to not give up. We're going to ask that at any point in time you allow us. It's a blessing to serve you, so allow us the opportunity to be able to come in with an abundance of resources. And for the sake of this activity, what we're going to say is that this is Hallmark University's commitment, and under our roof, we have so many resources that you can capitalize on. We have a designated team that's designed to help remove any barrier that might be impeding you from being successful. On the other side is the student. The student comes to us with a goal, with a dream in hand. And I always say that it's sometimes a dangerous thing to walk in with a dream in hand. Because at any time you actually confront a speed bump, what's going to be the first thing that happens? Your dream is dropped. Because that's the easiest thing to do when we walk away, like many times we have before in our past. What I'm going to ask everyone to do is come in with your golden heart. As long as you have it right in your heart and you know what direction you're heading, it's easier to get there. So with Hallmark University's commitment to you, I'm going to ask you to begin with an end in mind. There's a famous quote by Stephen Covey, says, begin with that end in mind. So if this is your beginning and this is your end of graduation, I'm going to ask you to keep that in mind, communicate with each other, capitalize on your additional member of your team to kind of help strategize a way to get out of a dilemma. You may see this as a dilemma because you are tied. You're tied to Hallmark University. So whether you're here for a 14, 15-month, or actually 28-month program, we're committed to you. So I would tell you is that because under this roof we have so many successful individuals who have been where you're sitting today, there is a way out, but our goal is for you never to give up. So you taking this off your wrist is symbolic of you dropping out or giving up. So with that in mind, begin with an end in mind and go ahead and untangle yourself.
If I go that way, we just end up more tangled.
Yeah. I think you should climb over the string.
See that?
Okay. Yeah, so put your, yeah, and then you climb over.
All right.
And then keep climbing over.
Okay.
There you go. Did nothing?
No,
No.
still.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're still tangled.
Yes.
Okay.
I would undo that.
Okay.
So sometimes when we make some decisions, sometimes we just have to take a step back. Talk to each other. You're not alone.
There you go.
Remember that under this roof are resources.
Can we have help?
Of course you can. That's what Hallmark University is offering, is assistance and helping you get there. So is there anything else that you would suggest for your team, another alternative? What you guys aren't communicating enough. It's like,
Yeah.
what strategy?
Um,
What's the issue? What's going on?
We're stuck.
You're stuck. Like many times you will find yourself stuck in the middle of a road, not knowing what direction to go. Am I in the right career path? Is this really for me? Can I see myself being successful and taking this program? I'm in this program. I've only been in it 6 months. I got 28 months. So at some point in time, you're going to come to a crossroad where you're going to need that help. Again, allow us the blessing to serve you. Allow us the opportunity to sit down with you, talk to you, and help you come up with a strategy. So one of the things, like I said, is that you have this issue. There are going to be people throughout your life that are going to try to stop you. You will lose friends or you will lose family, and not really family because they're blood. But at the end of the day, you could lose friends over this because some people aren't going to understand your journey or your intent behind your journey or the fight to get there. Okay? So there are going to be times in life where you grab a hold of your problem, because here's our problem right in the center. Okay? I'm sorry, I apologize. You're going to grab a hold of your problem, right? You're going to have to go under people at times because, they keep trying to stop you, don't understand. And then you're going to have to go over them if they continue to where it comes right off of your wrist and right under Hallmark University's roof. You will find opportunities to help change your life, resources to help remove those barriers and to help you become successful. Never make decisions alone. Always know that there's people right next to you, right in front of you, or right behind you. That's our goal and that's our mission, to improve your life. Thank you so much.